This G80 M3 is down with us today for a styling transformation that's not going to break the bank. If you've ever modified a BMW and you've looked at buying high quality carbon fibre, you'll know how expensive this is. So today we're not actually going to be fitting carbon fibre. And I know what you're thinking, gloss black is rubbish, Nathan. This isn't. Because this is the ZAERO Bodykit produced in Germany by Germans. So you know it's gonna be high quality. Let me show you around the kit now. Up the front, this is a little bit different from ZAERO. They're pushing the boat out a little bit, getting a little bit creative. This is a fully adjustable front splitter. It looks like two splitters because essentially this part is chassis mounted and this part goes where a normal splitter is. And this bottom part will be able to come in and out depending if you wanna run it aggressive for track or have it tucked in for daily use. This might look like an OEM side skirt, but it's not. It's got a lot more of an aggressive flair to it, but it mounts with all the OEM mounting points, as does the rest of the kit. We've got a spoiler lip with a nice aggressive flick to it. This diffuser also looks sick and it's paired up with some little side winglets as well. I can't wait to see this on the car, so we're gonna get the car on the ramp now and get started. So the car's on the ramp now. We're gonna get started with removing the rear spoiler first and getting the new spoiler off. Easiest way to pop a spoiler off, Kai?
Fishing wire.
Fishing wire, don't saw, drag.
Drag.
Come on then, show me.
Come on then.
So now that spoiler's popped off, we have tidied up all the back of the boot lid. Kai's got the new spoiler. There's one thing which we get quite a lot with ZAERO product when they turn up to people's doors. They're like, this product's come all scratched and everything, and as you can see, it does look scratched along the line here. That's because it's got a cellophane coating. So make sure you do take that off if you are gonna be installing one of these. We're now gonna get this spoiler mounted up and stuck down. So the spoiler's all installed now. It looks very, very nice. The fitment on it, as you can see here, is absolutely phenomenal. That's kind of what you get with all ZAERO parts, to be fair. But now that spoiler's on, what's next in, Guy?
So I think next we'll get the car up in the air, we'll get the diffuser done, then we'll work our way over to the front and get the new chassis mounted splitter on, and finally we'll get the car back on the floor and pop on them side skirts.
Come on then.
Come on then.
The old one is now removed, it's time to get the new one on. Diffuser's now installed. This looked very aggressive. Now it's time to fit these side winglet parts, and they literally just bolt up with OEM mounting points along the side like that. So the back end of this car is now complete, and one thing which I do really like about ZAERO is they actually use like the OEM designs of the car and add little pieces in. Like this off the car looked like it wouldn't do anything, but when you come back now, it looks like we've fit a whole new rear, what's that part called, Kai?
Rear winglet?
Yeah, it looks like we've fit a whole new rear winglet, which is really nice. That spoiler looks absolutely beautiful. Very aggressive rear diffuser. It's coming along nice, isn't it, Kai?
Yeah, it's gonna look good.
Also, let them know something.
Diffuser's on.
If you want to know a little bit more on how to actually install this kit, make sure you head over to the AUTOID workshop channel, because there is an install video that we've created at the same time as this for every single part of this body kit. So make sure you check that out, AUTOID workshop. So Kai, what's next, mate?
Next is the splitter.
Splitter?
But this is a diffuser. But we're fitting a splitter.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Technically, this is going to be two splitters because obviously it's chassis mounted.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to find out how to actually install this now because we haven't actually fit one yet.
But being ZAERO, it will more than likely be pretty straightforward. And all OEM mounting points, fingers crossed. But I have trust in ZAERO.
You might be noticing I am currently eating a snack noodle and not a pot noodle. Reason is, my pay has been dropped drastically because people are not subscribing to our YouTube. please can you start subscribing to our YouTube so I can buy pot noodles again rather than snack noodles, because this is depressing.
How much does that cost you?
30p. Yeah, I get paid 10p per subscriber and no one's subscribing, so I'm literally getting paid nothing. So snack noodles it is. So now we're going to move on to getting this front splitter installed, which I'm most excited about, to be honest, Kai.
Yep.
Kai's currently working it out. What are you thinking so far, mate?
I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. Nice thing about this is obviously it's a 2-piece splitter and it's chassis mounted.
Show them the adjustability, Kai.
So you can have it like this if you're a bit scared, but we ain't scared, so we're going to have it as aggressive as possible.
Yeah, no, this is going to be good. I'm interested to see how this installs.
Yeah, so we've got a little surprise for you later, because as this is chassis mounted, Nathan said he is going to try and do a backflip off of this splitter.
No, I didn't.
Oh, front flip, sorry. Off
No, I didn't.
You
He's
did,
just made that up.
Connor, what did he just say?
But I'm just trying to eat my snack
He just
noodle.
said he's going to snack noodle into a
peace?
backflip, front flip, off the splitter, no damage.
So plot a twist, Kai, what have we just worked out?
Got to take bumper off.
Purely because this is the chassis mounted version and we want to chassis mount the lower splitter. If it was the normal front splitter kit, you wouldn't have to take the bumper off.
But it's going to be worth it when we see Nathan front flip off of it later.
I'm not front
you
flipping
are
off of it. So we've put the bumper off, but we've run into a slight issue. This is the first time we've ever installed this kit. And as I said earlier, it comes with a chassis mounted splitter. So essentially the chassis mounted splitter has to mount to the chassis. And for some reason we thought it might have gone on with OEM bolts, because usually ZAERO stuff does, but given that this is now their first chassis leg piece, it will require a little bit of extra work basically. So it's got like this little extender bolt which goes into an OEM bolt for this little bracket here, and then it comes over to this area which is going to sort of help support the splitter. So you could essentially stand on this once it's fitted. But that requires 2 holes to be drilled inside this little leg that comes off here now. So now we've got to get the drill out, drill through that, and then get it all bolted up. And then after it's done, we should be able to stand on that lower chassis mounted splitter, which is going to be great for anyone that wants to use these round track, or if you're going around Nürburgring or whatever you want to do, it's going to be solid. Which is all good, but it's also just made our job a lot longer. Last thing to note though, that is purely for the chassis mounted version of the splitter. The normal splitter would just mount like a normal front splitter would, where you literally just bolt it in. So as you can see at the bottom here, now Kai's bolted the bumper back on, we have now mounted the lower chassis mounts. It is a fairly long job to actually get these installed, but now we are going to be installing the main normal splitter with the chassis mount underneath it. So the normal splitter is now fitted on the front of this car. That fits with all OEM mounting points, but I've got to just say that this actually looks really good on its own. Obviously we're going to be fitting the chassis mounted splitter, which we were setting up the brackets for just underneath earlier. But if you were to just opt for the normal splitter on its own, it's still going to look really nice. But we're going to take it that extra level further with this. Chassis mount splitter is all fitted now, Kai. Nice one for that. Can we just show them how this actually works? Because it is fully adjustable. So this is at its lowest setting, right?
And then we just simply pull it out.
That is a lot more. Look how chunky that boy is. I can't. What are we going to keep it on? That setting?
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah,
it's staying in that setting. But as I said earlier, it is fully adjustable. You just undo the lower line of the bolts and then you can just slide it in and out, tighten it back up or bring it back out. Pretty long install for a front splitter, but once it's on, it is really, really cool. And it's gonna look sick when it's down on the floor. Side skirts next?
Side skirts next, but
Go on.
front flip.
I'm not doing a front flip. It is solid though. Look, give them a little tug on that so they can see how solid that is.
Well, I mean, the bolts are loose at the moment because we're adjusting it, but
it is literally,
yeah, do some pull-ups on that.
Rock solid.
So we're going to get the side skirts on now. These are full replacement side skirts using all the OEM clips and mounting points. So it should be a pretty straightforward install, to be honest.
So there's a bunch of pop clips underneath the OEM skirt, which we're going to pop out. Then that will just remove. Then we clip the new one in and pop some new clop clips.
Yep, that one, mate.
It's easy as that, isn't it?
Come on then.
So the M3 is done now, and my first impressions is this kit looks amazing for a gloss back kit. It is so aggressive on the front end. Obviously we have set this front splitter up in its most aggressive setting with the chassis mount below it, but overall it's exactly what this car needed. So let's start with the side skirts. So the side skirts are very subtle, and to be honest, you wouldn't bat an eyelid thinking that this was like a BMW M performance part or something like that. It looks like it's been made by BMW, but this is sort of accentuated and it runs a little line which carries throughout the whole car with the rest of the splitter kit. And I think they've done a great job with them. Shut up. Seagulls. Anyway, over the back we've got this rear spoiler here. Very nice, clean look. I personally really like this look because it's quite big and accentuated here, but it still runs a very low profile. So when you're sitting behind this car, quite low down, it actually looks like a pretty hefty spoiler if you get quite low down, which I really like that. And then of course we've got this rear diffuser as well. The rear diffuser is very aggressive and it's almost got like a double layer to it. They've took a few design aspects from like the stock one and just basically made everything a lot more aggressive. And then, as I spoke about earlier, they've added in this rear winglet touch along the sides. So it's a pretty much OEM plus, it's like an OEM plus I'd say. It's a little bit more aggressive than a normal OEM plus kit, but the nicest thing about all of this stuff, it fits so well. It was a very easy install other than the front splitter because of the chassis mount, but the rest of the kit literally just plonks in and it's like an OEM part. Also, shout out KCW Body Shop for allowing us to test this brand new body kit on their car. So now on to my favorite bit is this front splitter. This is probably one of my favorite G80 front splitters which I've seen yet, and I would love to see this in carbon as well because I do like carbon personally myself, but I think this looks absolutely savage, and I love the fact you've got full adjustability to choose how far in and out you actually want it. We did measure it, it's 49mm that it comes out at its highest extent, and it's about 19mm at its lowest extent in terms of how much it pokes. But the nice thing is about the chassis mount is it is chassis mounted, so this is on incredibly solid. So for any of you guys that are going to be doing track days, taking your car around Nürburgring, this is going to be absolutely perfect for that. And it looks fat, and it won't break the bank either. But more importantly, we've just launched a brand new feature to our website called the AUTOID Members Only Club. And essentially, every time you purchase anything off of our store, you are going to earn miles. These miles can then be redeemed for store vouchers that you can spend on our store. So essentially, the more parts you buy, the more money we give back to you guys to buy more mods with. It's a little bit like the Shell Plus card, except you haven't got to spend £10,000 on fuel to earn a coffee. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you are subscribed, because once we hit 100k subscribers, we are going to be doing a huge giveaway and one of you subscribers are going to win that. Catch you guys next Sunday at 4 PM.